Hello, this is Team One, and we are developing collaborative tool for our software factory project. And this is the organization structure of our project team. Now, the main motivation for developing this project was to design a tool that can be used for collaborating and integrating use case documents in some different way as it's done for integration of code by n number of people in a team. So instead of email or other means of to collaborate the work and facilitate this work, a tool can be designed and used as a communicative and collaborative measure in which designers and other contributors can modify and add use case documents or design documents as per their respective access controls. Now, as we got requirements from our sponsor, we started researching on key features that can be incorporated in our project that are similar to the features that are there in a tool like GitHub. So these four features would be described by every person who did some research on these features. Now, as a part of my contribution for this project, I researched on this particular feature of GitHub. Now, this conflict resolution feature is a feature which deals with removing conflicts for any contributors who are working on the same documents so that they have a choice to either abort those changes or to include those changes in his own document. The other contribution that I did for this project was writing meeting minutes. That was a crucial thing after we met our sponsor for week 3. I worked on project plan and managed the schedules, Gantt charts, and decided with the sponsor as well as the team for the project deliverables for all the phases of project. Now, then I came up and designed the system architecture and documentation in software design specification document as a part of my contribution in Sprint 2. I also helped in creating log files. I worked on all functional requirements that were to be put in the software requirement specification document in Sprint 1. And I also created this add use case page, which will be further elaborated while demonstrating the demo of our application.
Hi. Next, we'll be talking about the next research that has been conducted as part of our project, that is collaboration. Collaboration is all about storing multiple branches in a unified place. Our application, just like GitHub, provides a master repository and where all the design documents can be stored. And these documents can be forked and sent to various teams involved in the project. After meeting with our sponsor for multiple times, we were able to accumulate requirements for our project. One of my main contributions for this project is developing the SRS. And one of the salient features of the SRS is the workflow of our project. As you can see here, the designer who uses this tool lands in the login page. Once the login is done using his credentials, he has the ability to add a project. Once the project has been added, he has to select a use case template which will be used throughout the project. The use case template will have several properties. One of them is the policy which has to be used while circulating the use case. The policy can be start to start, finish to finish, or start to finish. Once the policy has been defined, the designer sends out the use cases to various teams using their email ID. Once the contributors get the email, they they are provided a link through which they can modify the use case. The use case is then sent back to the designer where he compares several use cases and selects the use case which is appropriate for his team. I also worked on updating the workflow of the application since the requirements were changed a few times. I've also developed a project page where the user can create a project name and give the project description. Further utilization of this page will be shown in our demonstration. I have also created the use case diagrams and component diagrams as part of the SDS.
Hello everyone, I'm here to present the individual contribution of my work. So during the first week for our first project, I have done some research on various speech recognition systems like Google Voice Recognition System and Siri. During the second week with the change of project, I have done research on various version control systems. I have tried various collaborative tools that are present online, and I have learned differences between the local version control system, distributor control system. I tried to set up the local version controlling system in my laptop and came up with this code snippet, which is used in the project. With my contribution to the project, we can keep track of the revisions of use cases. During the second week, with the requirements given by the sponsor, I have researched and analyzed non-functional user and system requirements for our project. So I made emphasis on judging criteria for the operation of the system, like responsiveness, how reliable our application is, and presented a demo to the sponsor. During sprint 2, I have created ER diagram and I have demonstrated the various dependencies between the entities of our project. I did research on SQL and MySQL databases. I have set up MySQL database in my local system to contribute to the project, and I have majorly contributed to the SDS. So during the last week, I have set up the struts framework in my local laptop and built this policies and rules UI, and I have integrated the other codes from various team members. Thank you.
Hi, this is Parneet, and I would like to tell my contributions for this project. Initially, I researched on the integration feature of similar collaboration tools. The integration feature it allows you to integrate your integration feature in GitHub. It allows you to pull the code from the master branch, make changes according to you, and push it to the master branch in the same way. And at the master branch, then you see the changes made by you. Not only this, after that, I researched on the usecasetool.com. That is a similar tool designed for the use cases in a project team. In the use case tool, I analyzed how the use case tool supports collaboration, integration, and the other features for use cases. Apart from this, I worked on the software requirements specification, particularly on the system requirements, which included many requirements like system resolving the conflicts between different use cases, system allowing the designer to create a new use case, to create the policies, to create notifications for the roles, to create the roles itself. After, and in the SRS itself, I worked on the use case diagrams, and in the software design specification, I worked on the sequence diagrams. Apart from this, I worked on the project charter, which included gathering the background information of the team and the project sponsor. I used the LinkedIn tool for gathering the background information for the team and for the project sponsor. And for the project sponsor, I also searched for his profile in ASU directory, where I could get a lot of information about his recent and previous research on human-computer interaction. Apart from this, including in the development of the entire tool, I formed this login page. This is not just a simple hard-coded login page, but it validates the username and the password, and that is if the username and the password matches, then only the user can log in. Apart from this, I have worked on various files like the meeting minutes too, the various log files, and making small little changes to all the files all the time. Now I would pass over to my friend Yoga for the demo of the project.
Here is the demo of our project. I have created a dummy user, Michael. So he is our designer. So once he logs in, he will be directed to a page where he can add the project. So once he clicks on add project, he will be directed to a use case creation form. So here he will create the use case. So once he add the use case, the designer can define policies and roles using this form. So adding Punky as architect. Adding Parneet as development manager. So adding Sagar as architect. So once the use case is created, he can send the email notifications for the contributors. So notifications are sent. So if I go back and check my mail, I have received a notification saying that I have been added as solution manager and is allowed to modify use case. So as a future work, we would like to add a link where the contributor can directly access the use case and make modifications and push it to the repository. Thank you.